guys, I'm Chris Boden. Welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It's 12:07 hours on Saturday, November 1st, 2014, and I hear ultrasonic energies. No, that's an engine burning in.
Oh.
Is this a test or what? What is this?
Very happy around 15 psi.
Yeah? That's where they like to be? What if I turn that down?
Yeah, let's stop. So it'll run at about 8, but it likes about 15.
Yeah.
And oh, I got my volume on. Crank it.
Wow, it sings.
Oh no.
Holy shit. That's 80 psi.
Yep.
Holy shit.
It'll do 95.
And then it goes into safety?
No, that's as far as our line pressure will go.
Really?
That's with this setup, yeah.
So that's 95 psi and it's just chugging along.
Yep.
Model steam engines do not do that. Holy shit. That is cool. I thought it'd run at like, I don't know, 10 psi and then go into like safety blowout at like 20. But no, it's just, let's do it. That's cool. That's really something, man.
We may have gone a little light on the base. It kind of likes to walk away.
That's okay. We designed it so people can bolt it down. That's really neat, man.
What's the minimum PSI or run at?
About 8.
It'll run down to 8 psi. It'll run up to like nearly 100. We don't know the upper limit. We run out of shop air. So here, put your hand on top. Watch the meter. Okay, you ready? Inside scale.
Oh!
Ah, you broke it!
Why'd you break it?
A piston popped out.
Did it actually? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
That's a new one.
Yep, I haven't seen that one before. That's why I'm running it all
Yep,
day
that's
long.
why we're doing all these tests. I may have cranked the knob a bit.
You can have some patience. Look what Paul brought in.
Yeah, I gotta go talk to Paul about his toy. That one's coming. How are you doing? What do you got going on?
I'm gonna go get some breakfast. And
Is everything done there? That's
car.
sorted?
Your car's done.
Okay.
Yep.
Mirror, everything? Headlights?
Not the mirror. The headlights are though.
Okay.
Did I give you your card back?
No. Dick.
You need a new one, by the way.
Yeah, I know, because you cracked the top. I saw the big crack you put in the top, and that is not cool. Cracking the boss's credit card. Okay, you ready? Here, put your hand on top.
You shouldn't have used it so much that it disintegrates in your hands.
Okay, so we can go down to like 8.
8 bar?
No, 8 psi. Okay, we can get down. There's like 10.
Bar.
There's 10.
Okay. So there's 5. Okay, just a little bit above 5, and that's a nice mellow, slow run, right? Now hold on to it. There we go.
Don't block the exhaust.
Yeah, don't block the exhaust part on the back there. That'll blow the piston off. That's what when you grab the side there. There's 30. There's 40. 50. 60. 70.
Sounds like about 3,600 RPM.
Yeah, it's hauling balls.
Hey, don't we have a tack?
80.
We do.
We need a tack on this, yeah.
It's in the tool room.
And then 85. 90. That's everything we got. 90 psi, and it's just
So it's
screaming.
actually bouncing back and forth this direction too.
What is?
The piston end.
The piston end? The
Yeah,
cylinder?
If you look at the cylinder, it's actually.
Alright, so
off
it's
the frame.
90 psi is when we come off the frame. That's safety mode.
Yeah.
Alright, let me know when it seats back down. That's 60. Are we seated again?
It's starting to come in.
You can hear it. That's what the hiss is. So right there.
Now, yeah. Second.
Alright, so
It actually starts to push out.
but it
at
still
about,
runs.
like 40, but it'll still run. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Put a silver spring in it.
It's actually tilting, which is
Yeah, you gotta go the other way. That's cool.
So that's why it popped off, because I didn't have the bushing set far enough
Okay.
to the toward the cylinder. So as it started to lean out,
Yeah, that was the design for the safety, so that
Right.
like if the pressure increased, this will pop away. But we always just assumed it would stop instead of just start venting off pressure. So that's really cool.
and
That's
then
excellent.
and if you manage to really overpressurize it,
You'd pop the hose off.
stainless is not gonna pop. It's the hose.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna
You're not gonna break any of the metal. So that's tight. Good job, sir. Why are there people standing here watching this?
There's a steam engine running.
It's not tour time! And then I realized staff, member, staff, member. Okay, so this isn't the tour group. This is just the steam engines are gonna be a thing, okay? How many people want a steam engine? See, everybody wants a steam engine. And
You're sick of steam engines.
fuck you and your steam engine. He's been living and breathing this shit for like 2 months now. That's okay. I have a new project for you, like as a vacation from this for a couple days.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of fun.
But we have to
And
finish.
yes, you have to finish this, and it's totally not a steam engine. Here, hold the block. Come here, man. This is in no way any manner of a steam engine. Okay. We have this. This is a gas meter. Okay. Hold this. Now this, when you admit air on one of the sides, it comes out the other side. What gas? Because it's a gas meter. It's not a steam engine.
Here's
Okay.
Separate
This
gases, actually.
has a pair of diaphragms inside. Okay. And these move the little crank, right? Like that. So they have to go into a box that is 2 chambers. And it has to have an airtight seal, but it's not a steam engine.
Okay.
And when you put compressed gas, not steam, gas
Right.
through it, they move the 2 things, right? And they do this in this really cool, like rhombic drive type setup. And it moves this crank because there's the 2 bladders. And as the bladders open in the container, it works like a lung, really.
But not
They're
like a steam.
not like a steam engine. It's like a lung. Okay, it's an iron lung. And then there's valves that actuate on top. Okay. And it turns a little crank, and this goes around so many times, and then this crank turns. And this is really, really cool. So what I need to do is this shape here. I need to get rid of this box, and there's a box that sits on top, and it has to have the 2 boxes because it works like a lung.
Yeah.
Okay. And we need to make the 2 enclosures out of acrylic, which means we need a flat plate and then a box with a divider down the middle, and then a box on top, and it has to seal this. So the part we want to keep is this. What we need to make is that, but it doesn't need to be in that funny shape. We just need 2 chambers with a divider, and we need
Do
exactly
we need
this
to completely
shape.
remake it, or can we just cut a hole in the side of the case that's already there?
I want to totally remake it. I want to make a nice.
Can we just make a mold of
sexy
this and cast it out of acrylic?
box. We could, but it would suck. I want to make a nice, sexy box that this sits on, and then the Cliftons have been working on refurbishing the old air compressor, and then we
Oh,
just
cool.
have a little. And this, because this is like Maker Faire porn.
The big one downstairs. The big one downstairs.
No, it's just cool as hell. And the hardest part is this, and I think I know how to get this shape catted easily. Because it's perfectly flat, I might be totally off my nut. Not that we've ever had that happen before.
Never.
But I think if we put this in a scanner and just scan it, like a document scanner, and just scan it
yeah.
at a 1-to-1.
Oh, yeah. You can actually put it through Corel and then VCarve.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, and because that's the hardest part. The rest is all just right angles and flat plates.
If you can make it into a DXF, you can put it straight in the master
So,
cams.
talk to Moose, and when assembling and disassembling this, be very careful of sharp edges and such, because I don't want to bork the seal.
Right.
But I need 2 boxes. The bottom box has 2 compartments, top box has 1 compartment. We have an air fitting on each side. It's pretty relatively simple for
If
what
you're
we do.
remaking 2 boxes, why do you need that exact hole?
Because
in.
this part has to mesh. I don't care what the box looks like, but this I want to just drop right on and seal, and then you mirror it, and that's the bottom of the top box. So the top box is a standard 6-sided box, and that plate has the cutout. The bottom box is a 6-sided box, and the box can be bigger. It doesn't have to be crunched and tiny. It could be a little bit bigger in any dimension, and I'd say a foot cubed would be great for the bottom, and then make the top like a foot by 6 inches.
Well, they've got it pretty tight around there. Where does the air actually go in?
Well, the air goes in the top, and because these valves float, so you have to have air pressure to hold them down, and then it goes out here. So yeah, so the air goes in on this side because this is the top. Comes up, and this whole area is a positively charged space.
Okay.
Then it goes out here. So this is a negative pressure space, relatively. So it really does work like a lung. So with the top off, we have a pneumothorax, which is totally not a really cool dinosaur. It's the heavy breathing dinosaur. It's the phone sex dinosaur, it's the pneumothorax. So that's the project. Alright, so it's 12:19, and we have a hell of a lot of people here today, and I have stuff for all of you to do. Now, Moose has the instructions. Are these ready?
Final proof?
This is final proof. Here's the instructions for the steam engine. They're very, very complicated. It's so hard to put together. You can build one of these in like 10 minutes.
It took me 10 minutes without the instructions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's taking me 10 minutes to build it as well, and I've got 100 of them to do.
It gets easier. So, alright.
So I want you to take a look over this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as soon as you're happy with
Have him sign off on it first, I'll do final proof.
it, then we can
Alright, I'm excited. We could be selling these today.
you should
They're gonna sell out in 10 minutes. It's gonna be cool.
I
I
will
want to
be
put my
so-
name in now.
Huh?
I want to put my name in.
Name hell, motherfucker, where's your $100? Cash! Cash!
PayPal.
PayPal. Your mother PayPal. Alright, so we've got big tour today. Everybody's motivated.
heads up, it's the first of the month.
It's children tour.
Yes.
I gotta do the kids tour.
Yep.
You're supposed to dress up too. It's Halloween.
I'm dressed as a responsible adult. It's the most terrifying thing in the world.
There's not a lot of children, but there are children.
There's children in the tour. You wanna do the tour? Shut the fuck up. It's children's tour day. The wee precious children.
You have to inspire our youth.
You know the
Why?
one person we have on staff that likes children less than you.
Who? Okay. I'm the guy that was giving out ice cubes to oh, by the way, best Halloween drinking game ever. Every time an Elsa comes to your door, drink. I was giving out ice cubes to every Elsa that came. You know why? Because the cold never bothered her anyway. Bullshit, it didn't. Tell you what, it pisses her mom right off. What is this? It's an ice cube. Why? The cold never bothered her anyway. Fuck off.
Okay, so we'll just put an adjustable wrench.
We'll be back.
Tell about the
We're about to go
microphones
put in
again.
the.
We have, in chemistry, some like 35% hydrogen peroxide.
Hold on, I'm claiming that.
That'll bleach, it's rocket fuel. It will bleach him, right, it'll bleach his head.
Eyes.
He may die, and I really wouldn't want to do it anywhere within 5 miles of any kind of ignition source,
This
but
is what his hair looked like after an hour of 40 volume bleach.
wow.
I just watched it.
So we
You're
got
never gonna get that purple. He's gonna look like a tortoise.
It's luscious lavender.
Well, you're luscious. You're
so
luscious.
we're gonna go do the next.
Okay, I'm gonna go get pretty and do the tour.
You have 2 minutes.
I have.
Check something.
Send this cameraman to the lobby! Your blog. I love you. You're calling. You make an awesome cameraman someday, but not today. Who is this creepy girl that keeps smiling at me? I know all of her friends. You ain't it. Who are you? I'm Chris. Hi, Jake. Are you okay? Yeah. You well? Anybody who smiles like that is usually getting some manner of treatment.
What are we doing?
We're inquiring into her level of clinical psychopharmacology. Look at this poor girl. Does she look right to you? Look at that.
She looks extremely right to me.
You ever hear the term more than happy? Like, I'd be more than happy to help you. It always sounds like a medical condition to me, and I'm seeing her and I'm starting to wonder.
Hey?
This is more than happy. You're officially the standard now. Okay. My job all day today is to harass you. I just want you to know that.
Just so you know, she was at the Fair and Trade Test.
Okay.
And she worked very hard.
Yeah? Okay, I'm still going to harass her all
That's
day.
fine.
Okay. There's like...
Just to fill something out.
Yes, there's a little thing.
Grab the thing.
It's where you sign away your life's possession and we dress you in saffron after the tour.
Is that a promise?
It's fabulous. And I tell you, it'll bring out your eyes. It's lovely.
Is this a line? No.
There are no lines.
I think we need
Oh, yeah, I know who you are.
you're over there. These things?
Nice to see you.
Ed, we're on the IRC, right?
Was it Laura?
Let's get you. You have to have one.
No, I want, give us one.
Why is it for me?
Congratulations. Good. Keep it up. I can still talk, by the way, so you know how to reach me, right? Yeah. Does that ever happen?
Yeah. Casting some parts.
Somebody related to me.
You can just hang back there and get a crowd shot to start with. Stay, don't point the camera at the windows, be at the windows.
David?
There's a certain level of voltage you can do surface and capture a second light if they have captured it really well. The ones that don't dictate the current turning animation. So all right, has everybody filled out their little card? No. Okay.
I'm working on it.
Take your time.
Okay.
You're only holding us all up.
Oh, no, they're actually not, because you'll notice you were all good and showed up at 12:30, and we're here like you're supposed to be. If we stood here and waited another 10 minutes, you'll still see more people come in, because there are people that have a rather French appreciation of time, and they make me crazy.
I can take it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Really? Who are the people that were here for Sharon? Cool. Okay. Alright, so those are people for the art department, those?
We have some people here for the art department as well.
Jade, you're holding up the whole show! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jade.
You're all set.
Okay, cool. Alright. This is really weird with the sun. See, there's more people coming in. Every time. Right? Moose, alright. I'm going to move back. Everybody head over to the lobby a bit. Let's get out of the middle of the thing here. Everybody head on over here by the tables of this.
Apparently
We'll
being
just
a cameraman is.
separate ourselves out a bit.
I can see that now.
This is where we'll start. This is also where we'll end up at the end of this. That is awesome. Someday I will be that cool. Alright. Welcome to the Geek Group. My name is Chris Boden. I'm the president of the Geek Group. Over the course of the next hour or so, you're going to see explosions that are ungodly loud, 10-foot tall giant robot, lasers, all kinds of weird stuff. You're going to be watched by hundreds of people all over the world while you're doing this, because as you look around the building and pay attention as we go through, you'll notice that there's about 160 cameras in this building.
Oh, I'm not ready for my close-up.
That's okay, you're being watched right now on that one. They can see and hear everything we do. There's a little microphone right up here for this room, and there's a camera there. They're all over the place. And these are the weirdo people that are watching us. They're in the internet relay chat. You can join those people anytime you want. Anybody with any internet-connected computer on Earth can see and hear what happens in this building. We pride ourselves on this thing. At the end of all of this, because I talked very... Whose phone is that? Oh, answer it. Oh, okay. It's really fun if you answer it. If it rings, let me know. I talked very fast. It's a very big building. Because of the fact that we're trying to navigate through hallways and that, the people who designed this building designed it as a YMCA, not as a research institute. Shoot up a hand or yell. Just interrupt me if you have a question. If it's something that can wait till the end, we will do a question and answer session at the end right here in this room. And here's where it gets really cool. I want you all to keep this in mind as we go through this building. I'm the founder of this company, which means everything here is eventually my responsibility. It's not, I didn't do everything, and there's thousands of people involved in this, many of whom are much smarter than I am. But everything at the end is ultimately my responsibility because we are a national nonprofit and you paid for this. It's your donations that make this happen. So at the end of it, and we do this every week, you can ask any questions you want about anything you want that has anything to do with this company. There are no rules. I don't care if you're the kid with a cell phone or if you're a retired engineer or what, or anybody. It does not matter. Everybody has a voice. We are very fanatical here about logic and reason and critical thinking. So ask questions, demand evidence, and think for yourself. This is a big part of what we do. Are there any questions before we start? Okay. I'm going to begin with the fact that everything you know about education, everything you've ever been taught about education is wrong. Over the next hour, you're going to see how we can do it right. Because it's going to be very, very, very weird from what you're used to. You've all spent your lifetimes in a system of education that's a push system. It was invented by the Prussians a billion years ago to make really good factory workers. And that was great when all we needed was really good factory workers. But now we need people that can think. So everything you're about to see is a pull system. Instead of sit down, shut up, we're going to push things into your brain, this is, what do you want to know? And this whole facility, everything you're about to see, exists for you to use. And it doesn't matter how old you are, or if you're black or white or straight or gay, we don't care at all. It's what do you want to do, and all of the tools in this building exist for you to use. So with that, let's move. There's a lot to see. We'll start out right here. This is the lobby. You'll notice there's CAD terminals, which are for computer-aided design. We have the absolute most advanced computer-aided design software that one can buy. We have a God-class license from Autodesk, which means we have every Autodesk product you can ever imagine. We have it. We have every Mastercam product you can ever imagine. And Delcam. If you can think of it, you can draw a picture of it. And once you can draw a picture of it, you can make it. And this isn't like Space Invaders stuff. This is real. You can draw a picture of it on a computer. You can cut it out of metal, plastic. whatever you want. That's subtractive machining. Over here we have additive machining. This is cool. You may have heard about that whole 3D printer thing. They're catching on. These are 3D printers. These are little basic 3D printers, but don't let the small size fool you. You can make amazingly intricate things like this. I'll toss a couple of these out, pass them around. Have to catch. Nobody catches. I quit. Why do I do this? You can also do stuff like this. This is kind of cool. It is impossible to manufacture this shape using subtractive machining. The only way this shape can exist is by being 3D printed, because the gears inside are double bevel gears. They're called herringbone gears, which is why these gears, you can see they all move, and it's a planetary gear set. So the outer gears spin around the center one, right? So the only thing that holds those gears in place, because you can lean on this, and the only thing that holds those gears in place is their shape. So you can't put it together, because you'd have to make this ring expand and then contract a lot. So the only way you can build this is with 3D printing, so it's kind of cool. And I'm going to hand this out because nobody can catch what makes me nervous. Instead of making everybody back up and get all twisted around, look! Another one! You're late! Blasphemer! Well, clever card, you're in the door, you're cool. Moose will sort you out. We're all going to go this way and cut around the hallway just to be weird. Well, let's go right through audio-visual, because I haven't talked about that at all yet. Follow me.
You already know what it is? No.
It's a big building, there's a lot to see. This room, is that everybody? Come on in, you're okay, you don't have to hide, we still love you. Jerry, your job is to be the last guy in, so that I know when you walk in the room I've got everybody, okay? This room is Studio D. It may look suspiciously like a racquetball court. It's totally not, really. Studios A, B, C, and D were originally built as racquetball courts in the 80s when the Y expanded. However, we've taken this room and turned it into Studio D, which is video post-production. We make an insane amount of videos for YouTube. Yeah, if you've ever seen a lot of you have probably seen the equipment autopsies, if you have, your kids probably have. If any of you have ever seen the videos on YouTube of the little lightning machines playing music from lightning bolts, Geek Remembers invented that. The Super Mario Brothers video, that's us. 1.5 million hits. We have an audience of about 9.3, 9.4 million people, and it's weird because can you open that cabinet for me, please? You can. I can't either. She doesn't tell me the combination. They don't let me play the good toys. We shoot videos specifically for YouTube that we give away for free to anybody else. We make videos intentionally that normal people don't want to watch. If you turn on television and you just pick a channel, and TV is 3-minute clips of look at this awesome thing, it's the coolest thing ever, and the next thing, it's very, very tedious. You can't teach anybody physics in a minute and a half, despite the fact that Channel 13 keeps insisting that I do that. So what we did intentionally was we went out and got real cameras. This is a Sony NX5 camera. This is the memory module. All this is a little flash drive. That's it. This little box costs $1,000 for this thing. This little thing is $1,000. It goes into a $7,000 camera, which we put on a $300 tripod and shoot real video. These videos go out to YouTube, where I am in direct competition against her shooting videos of her cat on her iPhone. And she gets more hits than that. Because that's the beauty of the internet, is anybody can do it. He can make awesome video game videos and get 10,000 people, and people watch this. There are people that watch videos of other people playing video games. I do not understand this, but there's millions of people that do this. What we do is we make videos that are, let's take a set of headphones apart and see how they work. And in doing that, we can talk about electromagnetic transduction, which is a $5 name for how a speaker works. And we do videos on, let's take a forklift apart, just because let's see how forklifts work. How many of you, raise your hands, have ever taken things apart just to learn how they work, or just to explore? See, it's a huge thing. People do this. People want to know how the world works. And this is really cool. And every kid takes apart a toaster. It's a thing. Or a lawnmower engine. But you don't get to take apart a BMW turbocharged engine. You don't get to take apart a fire truck and look inside. There's a reason why there's a fire truck parked out front of this building. You get to play with them. So this is the studio where we do all the video post-production. Very smart people, like Elizabeth, who's our director of video production, and Mr. Maltini over here, who is our head animator, and all the people at those desks do animation, all the people at these desks do not only are editing, all the people at those desks do audio and music. And these people are all very, very smart, and they work insane hours for pennies in order to make me look like I know what I'm talking about. It is not an easy job. Now quickly, let's go to Studio C. Light up Studio C. Thank you. Come on, hands, move your butt. Big building wants to see. Is your fault? Oh, I like that. Absolutely. All right. Now, one of the hardest things I have to do, and I get this question a lot, is because we live in the bite-sized media world, is how do you describe the geek group in one paragraph? Here's how you do it. You, apparently, you've been voluntold. You don't know what that is, do you? But you want to, don't you? Exactly. That's the geek group in 2 sentences. You don't know what this is, do you? But you want to. Now watch this. See this thing? It does this. Now who knows what it is? Very good. This is a gyroscope. A Mark 28 torpedo. This is not the kind of thing that little people can play with. But we put it here, and this is so fitting for the day after Halloween because that is an honest-to-God autopsy table. Most of you, at some point immediately in your lives, will get to hang out on one of these for a few hours. This is what happens to people after, they stop breathing. This is a legit autopsy table. And what we do is, you've all seen a cooking show shot where they have the camera over the table, right? We do the same thing. We mount a camera up there, and we put a few cameras around, and we shoot videos of, let's take an electromechanical time clock apart and see how it works. And this is where equipment goes to get autopsied. One of the things coming up next is this thing. It's an old school adding machine, no electronics. And this is really cool in how this stuff works. This is a mechanical computer. There's no batteries in here. The motor is your arm. Some of you are old enough to have used one of these. Some of you are good enough to use one of these at a terrifyingly high rate of speed. So that's equipment autopsies. Now this is really cool. Some of you might have noticed that I'm a little bit weird. I have this funny concept that I believe in transparency. I think that justice happens in full view. So, PBS, which is an excellent organization, I've donated PBS. PBS, for 2 weeks, every 6 months, guilts people like hell to try and get them to give money. And people donate $50 and then they send them a jar of Vegemite or a tote bag or whatever the hell. What if you did it like this? Instead of every 2 weeks trying to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars, that nobody knows where it goes, nobody really knows what it does, nobody really knows why, we just know PBS good, give money. What if every day, let's say it's Monday, and we need to put the lights in this room. Well, we know the lights we need, so we go to the IRC, which is hundreds of people, and it can be hundreds of millions of people, there are no limits. Any of you who want to, today, can get in there, and it doesn't cost any money. You can just go to the website and log in and hang out, and ask all the questions you want, and demand answers and get evidence. So on Monday, we say we need to put lights in this room. Well, we know we need 5,500 K lights. We know they have to have electronic bells because they got to work with the cameras. And if they don't, they freak out the cameras. You ever see the videos where you get all stroby because of fluorescent lights? That's because they didn't use the right ballast and bulbs. So we got to match the ballast and bulbs. So we tell the guys, we have a room this big, the lights are this high, we need to have this density of wattage, research it. And the IRC goes out and scours Amazon and finds the best lights for this room for the best price that'll last a while and do a good job. They do the research. Peer review. It's not just some guy who says, this is what we do. No, it's like, this is what we want to do. Figure it out. You're smart people. And they go and they do that. So now they know that we're getting the most cost-effective lights. And we say, okay, how many do we need to do this room? We need half a dozen of them. Okay, what do they cost? They cost $100 a piece. So we need to raise $600. That's it. $600 is not a lot of money. So we go to them and we say, okay guys, we're going to do a fundraiser. We need to raise $600. We're going to put the lights in Studio C. And now they know exactly what we're going to do, exactly what it costs. It's absolutely cost-effective. It's the best solution for the project. And they donate. And instead of doing a fundraiser that takes weeks, it takes a couple minutes. They can donate $600 in a couple hours, if that. So we raise the $600. And they see on Tuesday that the lights arrive because we order them Amazon Prime. And Amazon Prime, if you've ever used Amazon Prime, you understand that Amazon actually has a secret shipping facility in your backyard. And you can order things and they have shipped before you knew you wanted it. It's really awesome. So then the stuff comes in and it goes here. This is the viewer mail set. And every day at 2 o'clock we get in front of that camera and you can see my gumpy butt on the monitor there. And we say, okay guys, here's the lights. And we take out the little blog camera because the live video cameras aren't enough. And the production video cameras in the next room for YouTube aren't enough. We have a blog camera right there. This young gentleman over here named Jerry is holding the blog camera. That'll go out to about 1,800 viewers every single day. And those people can see, when the stuff comes in on viewer mail, they see it on live, and they can hang on the IRC, and they can see every day exactly what we do. So they see us hang the lights on Tuesday afternoon. So we do a fundraiser on Monday, we get the stuff on Tuesday, the video's out on Wednesday. That's instant gratification. That's transparency. And then you know if you donate here, it isn't some nebulous, weird crap. It's you know you donated for this thing, you saw it happen, it's done, and you get your name on a light. This is how nonprofits should be run! It's open, it's honest, it's not even hard! There's no extra paperwork! We don't have to have bureaucracy crap. It's a kid in a camera! Why are we not doing this? How many foundations do you know of that have hundreds of millions of dollars and you have no idea where the hell it goes? This is how it should be done. And instead of just pissing and moaning about it, we have a motto here at the Geek Group. It's when you can do better, then you can bitch. Because we get a lot of people coming to, your lighting really sucks in your videos. Well, what we used to do is go like, thanks, we know. But we learned, you know what the best way to handle that is? Yes, our lighting sucks. But the lights we need are about $500 a piece. You can buy them at BHH Photo Video. Here's the model. Here's the address where you can send your donation to. Thank you. Let me know how you feel about our lighting next week. Because if they really want to piss and moan about it, they can send us some money for lighting. Everybody else who donates stuff, we get an insane amount of viewer mail. They send in, you know how you go to Amazon, you can do the little notes things? These are all Amazon gift notes. There's hundreds of them. People send in stuff like Vegemite because we have a lot of Australian members. And it goes in a big box. And then every day at 2 o'clock we do viewer mail. And we open stuff in the box and we say, thank you! So you can donate something and you can live in Zanzibar. Nobody ever thinks of Zanzibar. Did you ever notice that? It's very sad. Freddie Mercury was donating stuff in and you can be watching at home because you know what will be on. And you can see your stuff get opened and out of the box, and I get to thank people personally. And that's the other side of the nonprofit world that people don't really get to do. Everybody in the nonprofit sector is really good at asking people for stuff. Nobody knows how to thank people very well. So I get to open mail every day and say thank you, because that's a really important part of my job. So that's viewer mail. And this is Studio C. Up there is master control, to where we control 3 different television channels from. All of our television channels are running on 2-generational technology. Because if you're watching us on a cell phone, you don't care if we're in high-def digital video. Because it's already digital by the time it gets to your cell phone, and high-def really doesn't matter when your screen's this big. So what we use is these old, see that antique camera up there? That antique camera is about 5 years old. These cameras are analog, standard def cameras. That camera costs $40,000. But it's analog, so the TV stations can't use them anymore. So instead of them tossing them in the dumpster, which is what they used to do, They donate them to us because, yay, $30,000 tax write-off for something we can't use anyway. And we use them for broadcasting over the internet because nobody cares. Look at that picture! Despite the ugly guy in the middle of it, it's a really good picture. So it works, and we do this. We have 3 television stations that broadcast IPTV, which means Internet Protocol Television, so you can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on any computer. If you have internet connection, you can watch us anywhere in the world. Except China, because screw China. So I don't know. But, alright. I want to tell you this because I can't take you all up there because Master Control's really skinny and one of you is going to push a button and I'm going to get yelled at for 3 days and I'm not doing that again. So let's head out to the big room. That is a damn fine hat you have there, sir.
Yes, sir. All right.
That's kangaroo.
Yeah.
Those are hard to come by around here. You gotta think, how many people are going to know that kangaroo hat?
There's a kind of place where you have to go upstairs to go downstairs. Am I following the tour for fun?
Just kind of tag along and see how they do stuff. Especially mapping.
So, cooler donations we've gotten recently, and we're doing a demonstration on acoustics because sound is acoustic energy and all this stuff. There's a whole lot of this, so we had to get a bunch of big speakers. We have so much amplification for these that you can actually measure it in horsepower. By the way, it's 24.1 horsepower. If you can tell me how many watts that is, you win a gummy bears. So this is the main demonstration hall. We have everything from antique, classic, analog, milling machine technology, to the absolute latest, greatest state-of-the-art stuff. Run around. I cannot show everything. I want to say, alright, here, everybody come on over here, we'll form a semicircle. Line up! This is kind of cool. Back in the 60s, it used to be a common thing that you could order from various different magazines, including like comic books. You could order things like this. This is a steam engine. It's a very, very simple wobbler type steam engine. But back then, what you would do is send off 20 bucks and you get a casting for the flywheel and the cylinder. And the blueprints to make the rest of it. You'd build that in your dad's metal shop in the garage, or you'd take it to your shop at school, and you'd build a steam engine. The problem is you can't do that anymore. Because most people's dads don't have a metal shop in the garage. And, well, shop classes don't really exist so much anymore. There's a few out there, but not many. So what we did is, when I was a kid, this is what I used to do for fun. I grew up with my feet in a couple of chips. My dad ran a machine shop. And I used to build stationary steam engines, and I just thought it was cool as hell. We should make this. Well, we have $500,000 worth of CNC manufacturing equipment that we use to teach people how to do CNC stuff. So we thought we'd use this for third shift to start making steam engines. For less than $100, you can buy one anywhere in the world. And you don't need to have a metal shop to put it together. In fact, the only thing you need to put together is one screwdriver and 2 Allen wrenches, and that's it. It takes about 10 minutes if you don't know what you're doing. If you built 100 of them, you could never building one of these in about 5 minutes. This will run on any air compressor, standard air fitting on the end of it. It'll run as low as 8 psi. At about 30 psi, the safety system kicks in, and we run it up to the full shop air pressure that we have here, about 100 psi, and it just keeps on chugging. And it doesn't take any tools. This simple thing is the kind of thing that I want to get in the hands of every 14-year-old boy and girl in America to get them excited about how things work. And it's very, very simple, but it's amazingly complex and complex. This, you could run this off of a kettle. A tea kettle would probably run over. It's really, really simple. So this is one of our ideas. Now, here's where it gets really cool. This whole thing happened because I said, hey, why don't we make steam engines? Let's start with a simple little model. Any one of you can come here and do this. And just start with an idea and turn it into a product that people want to buy. And there is a non-trivial number of people who want to think about how many science classrooms around the world would want one of these. Every science teacher in the world wants a steam engine. And these, instead of being made like the ones that I was stuck with as a kid, there's no aluminum or plastic. The only plastic part is the hose. This is entirely made out of 316 stainless and naval bronze. Because I'm weird, and I think that if you're going to make something like this, if you're going to make a toy, make it out of something that'll last. This engine could be hooked up today and run every day for the next 100 years. And as long as you keep it lubricated, it will live longer than any of us will. This is a toy that you can buy today and give to your grandchildren. That's the idea. Because it doesn't cost any more to make it last. You can make this out of plastic and it works just as good. We sell these for less than $100 a piece. What do I care if it costs me an extra $3 of material to make it out of surgical stainless and naval bronze? So, yeah, it's the philosophy of manufacturing. What? Probably it's Spy Guy. Yeah, as long as you keep it out of, like, if you put it outside in direct sunlight for 10 years, it's going to pop. But short of that, no. This is the tubing they use inside people for, like, heart bypass. Yeah, so it's pretty good stuff, as a rule. And if it does fail, here's a radical concept. You don't see this on anything you can buy anymore. If any part on here breaks, you can fix it. It's a standard spring, a standard bolt, a standard set screw. Everything on here can be replaced. And any of the weird parts like the machine pieces, we will freely give you the plans to build on your own. If you have a machine shop at home and you just want to build one of these from scratch, you can do that. We'll give you the plans for free because we just want to get people excited about this. I'm going to give this to you. You get to carry it around and you can get back to the end. Okay. Any questions? What?
As to your speakers, 24 horsepower is 17,900 kilowatts.
Hang on, peer review. Did I say 24 horsepower or 24.1? You heard 24? Okay, it's actually 24.1, but we'll go with 24. Math thing. I'm a professional physicist. Carry a calculator. All right. How many watts?
17,900.
It's actually 17,897, but you still get a gummy bear. Because damn. How'd you do that in your head? No. How'd you do it? Your calculator sucks and you don't know the formula for what? But you're close enough that I'll let it slide. Go to viewer mail set. You know where the red mailbox is? Top drawer, gummy bears. Give her a packet. Thank you. This is the random little trainer. It is exactly what you think it is. No, it will not make you sick because it's the same reason you don't puke on a swing set. Now, I promised you giant robots. By the way, fire truck! Come here, this is cool. This is Jeff. Jeff is my pet robot. Come on up, you're okay. Come on up. I won't bite you.
North Carolina.
that are working on a project to do what's called the Towers of Hanoi. You have 3 towers, and you have to stack them all up like this. And you have to move all the discs from one tower to the end tower. You can only move one at a time. And you always have to put a smaller one on top of a bigger one. It's really, really hard to do. It's a really cool puzzle. This is the only place in the world where you can have access to a $1.3 million industrial robot and you can program it. They probably in the real world do not trust you to use power tools. How old are you? You have to think about that? You're 13, you haven't been alive long. I forget, I'm old. I'm like, am I 38 or 39? This is another, you're 13, you should be on top of this stuff. Yeah. At 13, it's a nightmare for you to be able to use power tools because lawyers and insurance companies. So, you can come here. And there's the books back there, the Cooper Bible, which is everything you could possibly need to know to tell that robot how to do anything you can do. And if you want to hang out with your parents and put a racing seat on the end of that and make that into the most awesome flight simulator you've ever seen, or just robo-coaster, and this will make you can. That's the point. So I promised you giant robots in our house. Do any of you know what this is? Some people who are World War II vets might. Maybe even Korea, Vietnam. This, stripped down a little bit, is a fire control computer out of an Iowa-class battleship. This is a computer. When you see the pictures of the big giant battleships when the guns are always in threes, those are triple gun turrets. They're usually 16 inches inside diameter on the gun barrels. That's a bullet this big around. It weighs more than your car. And they can shoot them 20 miles all day long. Inside one of those triple gun turrets are 78 people that make, 78 people inside a gun turret to aim and fire. That is the computer that you tell this which way your boat is pointing and which way the other boat is pointing, and the wind and the waves and everything else. It figures it does all the math, and it does this completely mechanically. There are no electronic components in this at all. The only thing in here that uses electricity at all are the motors that turn all the cranks. But this is 10,000 years of bearing concept. We're completely restoring this because it's awesome. You don't see this every year. So this is the kind of thing you can come here for. I should show you indoor science. Alright. We have a lot of little rooms to cover in a hurry. So I'm going to do a mad dash through the basement because there's too many people to put them all in individual rooms. But what I'll do is we'll run through the areas and we'll ask questions about it later, okay? Alright. Everybody go back to the fire truck. On the other side of the fire truck, and you're welcome to sneak around and get a look, is the vehicular sciences lab. This is a place where you can come and work on anything you can imagine with cars and trucks and stuff like that. Usually, when I do the tour at this point, I just have everybody look that way. But there's a fire truck in the middle of the room. But the reason we have a fire truck is it's a portable demonstration piece. It is a real fire truck. It actually works. We do training videos with fire trucks and stuff like that. We just got it, which is why it isn't lettered yet. It's a naked fire truck. But it's real. Everything works. It is a 1979 Ford F800. Now you know. But on the other side of the fire truck is a giant vehicle hoist. And if you want to come here and work on your car and put on a hoist and do anything you want, you can do that here. That's
What?
It is your mission to be the last person in line.
Okay.
All right.
Got that covered.
This is going to be weird. We're all about to go through a giant rabbit warren maze. This is stay with you'll be fine. All of
Last person.
That's what I was doing. So I crocheted like baby hats and stuff. My baby's in crochet. But I plan on getting him here while it's winter to come.
Well, this is your son. What brings me, you see this on TV, but you don't. For grandparents, I think this is fabulous.
You're in the wood scale? You're skipping past, but this one's small scale.
And they show you how to do it. Yeah, so did I.
Still more. You know the my little cut those are.
Thanks. Okay. He's laughing. Hopefully.
This is your last one, which, no, I'm not going to take you.
Okay.
Okay. Over here is some,
Doing the story.
so if you screw up one very simple job, I'm going to judge you. It's not like this 20,000
Terrible idea.
All right, come on in, kids. We're going to blow something up. Now, do any of you, and raise your hand, don't just mumble, I want to see a hand in the air. Do any of you have any kind of biomechanical implant? This means something that runs on electricity that's inside your skin, like a cardiac defibrillator or a pacemaker, maybe an insulin pump, certain types of hearing aids, anything electronic inside your body. Pins and plates don't matter, you'll be fine, but electronics are going to generate EMP, and I'd like to not kill grandpa again.
Take your hearing aid out.
Yes, if you have hearing aids in, take them out because this will suck. It won't break your hearing aids, but it'll break your head. All right. This is a piece of aluminum bar. Okay? Watch this. Everybody stay there and watch this very close. Here's the bar. This is a box filled with capacitors. Think of them like batteries that you can charge and discharge very quickly. I'm going to take the bar. Oh, I have a short piece of it already. I'm going to take this piece of bar, which is a little bit shorter, because we're cheap. I'm going to break off a piece. I'm going to put it right here. Here's the bar. Here's the test stand. I'm going to scrape off the schmutz, because we want a nice clean contact. And we're going to put the bar on the test stand. There is the bar. You can all see that there is a bar there, right? Okay. I'm going to leave. I'm going to cross Lake Tesla. Enjoy the dripping ceiling. That's a water feature that won't exist in 6 months. We finally got new roof. I'm going to take the key from its super secret hiding spot that no one would ever find it. I have armed the system. Now, think of electricity like water in a pipe. Volts, I'll let you know, because it's going to be like alarms and more here. So, think of electricity like water in a pipe. Pressure is equivalent to voltage, how much water pressure there is, okay? Amperage is equivalent to gallons per minute, how big around your pipe is. So that's volts and amps. Volts times amps equals watts. So your pressure plus times how big your pipe is how much work you can do with it. Which is why if we take what? If we take Wayne outside and we hit him with a garden hose, we're just going to make him wet. If we take him outside with a fire truck, and I don't know why we have a fire truck, and we blast him with a 2-inch fire hose, we can shoot him across the parking lot. That's the difference in watts. A AA battery is about 1.5 volts and about 1 amp. So you get about a watt and a half on a AA battery. A cell phone battery is about 5 volts and 3 amps. A car battery is about 12 volts and a couple hundred amps. A regular wall outlet in your house is usually only 15 amps. Really serious ones can go up to 20 amps at 120 volts. Now 120 volts at 20 amps gives you 2,400 watts. This is how you know that the guy on Craigslist trying to sell you the 5,000 watt on stereo is lying to you because there's only 2,400 watts in the wall. Your entire house runs on 240 volts at about 100 amps. This whole building runs on 480 volts, 3-phase power, at about 1,200 amps. And when you push that button, you will discharge 1,800 volts at about 80,000 amps. So there's well over 10 times the amount of current that your house uses. That's 100. Where's the math girl? Let's wander off here. There. 1,800 volts at 80,000 amps is 144 million watts of energy, which means for a very small amount of time, about 3,000 of a second, there's more energy going through that piece of aluminum than every building in the entire city of Grand Rapids is using at that moment all put together. This will be loud as hell. It will not be loud enough to physically hurt you with the pre-cut hearing aids, but it will be unnaturally loud. Everybody wants to look out there. Now, you're going to hear this sound 3 times. 3 shall be the number of the, not 2, not 4. Then I will say clear to fire. When I say clear to fire, then you push the button. Okay? This is high energy physics, so it's kind of like a NASA flow chart. It either everything went great or everybody dies. There's really no middle ground. Okay. Are you ready? Don't pee. bar does not exist. It's still there, it's that puff of smoke in the air, because you just dumped so much energy into a solid piece of aluminum bar that it didn't have time to melt. It sublimated. It went directly from a solid to a gas and plasma. That was the big flash. Most of you didn't see the flash because it happened unimaginable. It takes you a 60th of a second to blink. The flash lasted for about 3,000ths of a second. It's so fast that the video camera rolling, wherever the hell Jerry went.
Over here.
Over here. The video camera rolling won't actually show the flash sometimes. It'll happen between 2 frames. It's really cool. But for 1,000th of a blink of an eye, this entire room was lit like a full July afternoon standing outside the field. What?
How does this compare to the Van de Graaff generator Museum of Science and Industry?
The Van de Graaff generator generates electrostatic energy. I can show you a similar thing to that. In fact, we didn't show it off. We should. Van de Graaff generator generates very, very high voltage, much more than this. Van de Graaff generates like 100,000 volts, but at almost no amperage. This is a high voltage, 1,800 volts, at holy dear Jesus, sweet God amperage. A Van de Graaff generator, you can kill yourself with one, but it takes a lot of work. You have to pretty much like stick a nail in your heart and lean over the thing to, yeah. With that, if you touch that when it goes off, it isn't so much that it will kill you, it's that we'll have to clean you off of the ceiling with a sponge. I'm not kidding. Here's a fun little bit of science. Everybody go down that way, watch it. Now, you can all see the little blue cans in the box, right? Those are capacitors. Those are capacitors that run Project Farm, the big blue cans. What I'm standing on right now are pairs. That was 1,800 volts at 80,000 amps, the full discharge. The 2 capacitors I'm standing on right now are rated for 60,000 volts each. 10,000 joules of energy. And have somewhere between 1 and 500,000 amps of current in the discharge pulse. These make that look like a kid's toy. At 60,000 volts, electricity will jump about this far, which means you don't actually have to touch it for it to kill you. Now, here's where we get into some fun science. The nurse's aid here below. Human bone, by weight, is 4 times stronger than concrete. Now, the inside, in your arm, you have 2 bones right here called radius and ulna. They're hollow, and inside they're filled with goop. That goop is, in large part, water. There's a lot more to it, but we're going to keep it simple and say water. If you reach your hand out this far away from one of these, when it's charged and it decides to be pissed at you, it can jump out and go into your hand. At which point, the electrical charge will travel down to the center of your bone, because electricity always follows the path of least resistance, and salt water is an excellent electrolyte technique. It will raise the internal pressure of your arm to the structural limits of your arm bone, because the marrow inside is going to flash boil, like in a coffee pot. It flash boils. So it goes directly into steam. Steam takes up a lot of space, a lot more space than the liquid it started as. The internal pressure of a human arm, depending on the size, kids, not so much, well, actually, kids go to a higher pressure than adults, especially baby kids. So, our friend over here, the ginger, is an excellent target for high pressure radius. Okay. Old people's bones are more brittle, so they don't go to as high pressure before they break. But this gentleman right here would make a hell of a mess. Because the internal pressure of his arm is going to get up to around 2,500 pounds on every square inch. That's over a ton on every square inch, trying very hard to be out. Remember when I said we're cleaning off the ceiling with a sponge? That's what happens. The good news is it doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't hurt at all because it takes more time for the nerve impulse to travel to your brain and your brain to say ow, than it does for your arm to hit the ceiling. So it doesn't hurt at all. You're still probably going to feel it. These capacitors came from the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. And if you want to see something really beautiful, there was a machine called the Shiva Star back a billion years ago. There was a machine called the Shiva Star, which used things like the Nova laser, and so it's part of the whole program. These were the original power supply capacitors used in the Shiva Star and recycling the Nova laser. These were used for Z-pinch and fusion research. They sat on a loading dock in Hunters Point Shipyard in California for about 3 years, which is why they're rusty. And store them to make them look like that, and the rust is all on the outside. As long as they're not bleeding, they still work just fine. They're not suitable for research environments that have 100 pulses per second anymore, but in our environment where they go boom once every week, they're fine. We use these to shrink the quarters. If you look at our website for the shrunken quarter, we have. This is kind of cool. That's a quarter, right? Everybody knows quarters. That's a quarter. Is that a legitimate quarter? Okay, you know what else is? That. Those are both quarters. We sell these for about 20 bucks a piece. Oh, by the way, this quarter here is the size of a dime. After you shrink a dime, that's what they look like. They make great earrings. What you saw was 144 million watts. We have a machine in the basement that does 1.8 million watts. I can't show you that machine because you can't be in the room when it goes off. I can set it off now with all this up here, and you just hear it. So you feel the floor jiggle. The neighbors love us. Alright, so that concludes the tour. Now, let's all head back to the lobby and do a Q&A.
What's the anything here?
What's the what? Oh! Well, I'm glad you asked, sir. This is totally not a toilet bowl float. This is a demonstration in an ion drive system that Mr. Kimball and I worked on for months. This is the business end of a 75,000-volt power supply that's sitting over here. The power supply is controlled by the Variac stem, which operates through the chokes. The Variacs work great. The chokes work great. The power supply works great. The grounding system is beautiful. The suspension system is divine. And that beautiful set of finger insulators up there are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. The ball works awesomely. Every single part of the system does exactly what it's supposed to do and works great. However, the lifter sitting on the floor, the test piece, you'll notice, looks a little unhappy. And the reason the lifter looks unhappy is because some horrible, petulant bastard of an intern, whose skull I will have impaled on a stick along the front drive next week, decided to trip over the tiniest. This thing weighs nothing. Okay, just watch. Here. This delicate senior citizen, who is absolutely frail and totally incapable of protecting himself, was assaulted mindlessly by the evil physicist when I dropped it on his head. That's how heavy it is. Okay, it weighs like 4 grams. You can have that if you want. This is an ion drive. This is a motor. It's an electric motor. It runs on electricity. It flies. It has no moving parts. It has no propellers, no rotors, no nothing. Just a whole hell of a lot of science. And it flies. It's a heavier than air aircraft that runs purely on electricity and it doesn't make a single sound and nothing moves. And it's a goddamn awesome demonstration of physics! Until the idiot intern trips over it the day before the show and breaks it and ruins it for everybody. Now this intern will not be named, but their skull will be on display in the front driveway next week. But I'm not bitter.
Do not want to be on this bad side.
Jerry, that wasn't you, was it?
Who was it?
I have no idea.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that Mark Johnston works on at Sandia.
Looks like you.
Class on physics.
I know I could. Oh, I've got all the tools, I've got the skills, I'm set. I just don't have the time. You want to be at the back of the room?
Yeah.
Hi. Do you need a chair? Ma'am, I'm allowed to thank you. Kind sir is wonderful. Ask around. You're going to fall and break your neck. God, I just turned into my father. Oh. Get down.
Fine.
Thank you.
I think you're more worried about
That happens to me at random moments. I just channel my dad. I walk here like, somebody turn the damn lights off when you leave a room. All right, so here's the fun part. This is the Q&A. You have now all seen about half of the lab. There's a lot more to see, but I can't fit you all into tiny rooms. We have to figure out an algorithm for how to do tours of more than like a dozen people so that we know how to break them up and how many we can effectively fit into each room. There's one research project for you.
I got enough on my plate.
Okay. You guys get to ask absolutely anything you want. I have to answer it without any notes, without any preparation, without a net in front of the live broadcast camera and the blog camera. Enjoy yourselves. What do you got? Go.
So this is the mothership for this organization. Are there other locations where there are...
Yes. If you look in the AIRC, are you listening to us? Thank you. IRC, can you guys give me a roll call, please? Age and location. If you look in the MDH, the big room with the cars and fire truck and all that, there are flags hanging from the ceiling. And we have hundreds of flags. We've only hung like 20% of them. But the reason that that's all that's hung is we still have to strip out those lights from the ceiling. Hi! But yes, we have about 25,000 members worldwide in, it's got to be about 170 countries right now. I don't know how many, I haven't checked. But there's a map on our website that has all the statistics. But this is the headquarters of the Geek Group. It's the galactic headquarters. If you look at the sign outside, it says galactic headquarters. And the reason why is, on the day that sign was put on the post, we had 2 members on ISS. So this was the galactic headquarters of the Geek Group. We have members in NASA, we have members in Lawrence Livermore and Sandia and Owen Ames Kimball and General Electric and Fisher and everywhere, Zeiss. And it's guys like you. We have members everywhere. Go.
Well, how did GR get picked as the central?
I'm a redneck farm boy who grew up in Coopersville. This is home. I started the company in 1994. Our first lab was at 344 Ionia Street. The old Good Transfer building, we were the last tenant before they finally condemned that place.
Wow.
It was awesome. They came in and said, you have 3 days to move! Why? We're tearing the building down. Yeah, it was that day. Next, go.
How did you acquire all your stuff?
What do you do for a living? What did you do for a living?
I was manufacturing.
Oh, you're how we acquired all that stuff. There.
You got a CNC machine.
I have several.
Access. Where'd you get the money then?
We didn't. We get large amounts of donations from guys in your world. It's because we champion skilled labor. We're the guys that are jumping up and down saying, you want to become a pipe fitter and an electrician and a manufacturing engineer, things like that. We work in a very large part to get people into manufacturing and design. And we make the educational videos for Haas. So right now, today, you can go on the internet and for about $3,000 to $8,000, depending on the quality of the kit, you can buy a kit that is a big box full of DVDs. It's got like a dozen DVDs. And it'll teach you everything you ever need to know to operate one of those big CNC machines. These are bought by manufacturing engineers who have to teach their workforce. They're bought by community colleges, things like that. And they all universally suck really, really bad. They've got that same blue background. It looks like community access video. And it's got the same 80s porn techno background music. And they're like, the Archon X73 system has been used in manufacturing since 1964. It's an amazing system. And it's all the same guy doing the same, and they all suck. So what we did is we said, remember when I talked about we make a lot of videos that nobody ever wants to watch? You're all familiar with Wikipedia. If you want to know thread milling, okay, in 99% of your lives, any of you who ever have to drill and thread a hole, that's where you cut screws on the inside of a hole, like a nut, you use a tap. It looks like a big drill bit with little fins on the side. You run it in a hole, you drill a hole the exact size you want, you run a tap through, it makes the cool. But they make this really cool thing called a thread mill. Now a tap works by, you make a hole, you run the tap in the hole like a drill bit, and you're done, and you have threads in the hole. But, what if you have a hole too big for a tap? What if you want to make a hole that's as big around as this table? You can get a device called a thread mill, that's the same size, by the way. And it goes into the edge, you cut the hole, and this thing goes in the edge, and it starts in the middle, and it swoops out, and it goes all the way around one time, and then it goes back in, and you will have a threaded hole. It's called a thread mill. This is a really cool thing, it's really amazing. And they make thread mills so tiny, you can drill and thread mill, not tap, thread mill a hole. So think how tiny it has to be. Inside the bolt of one of your eyeglass screws. And they make them big enough to do bridge bolts where it looks like a bear claw. Okay, I mean, they're just like, it's like this big around. And they do like giant bridge bolts, and it's just awesome. 99% of the people in his world, in the world of manufacturing engineering, would never need to do this. It's a rather obscure thing. But the 1% of 1% that needs to know how to do this can go on the internet and look up thread milling on YouTube, and we made a video, and I tell you it's 11 minutes long. And it tells you everything you could ever possibly need to know about thread milling. And it goes through all the code, tells you how to use G code. It's an inch wide, but it's a mile deep. We figured out at the Geek Group how to beat the hot dog problem. We figured out how to beat the Barry Manilow problem. Every one of you knows, raise your hand if you know who Barry Manilow is. Okay, everybody knows who Barry Manilow is. Raise your hand if you own one of his albums. Okay, I got 3 people, okay. That's the Barry Manilow problem. They're all judging you so hard. But that's it. If her and I wanted to go out for dinner right now, okay, we could go and have steak and beer. We could go to the 1913 room. We could have real food. But okay, but if I want to bring her, well, she's a vegetarian, so there goes steak. And he's Jewish, so now we got to keep kosher. And can't bring him. He's allergic to shellfish. Okay, but the Jew took care of that. But you get the idea. And if I want to bring everybody out to dinner tonight, we're having hot dogs, and they're going to be vegan tofu hot dogs. Because that's a hot dog problem. That's why they serve hot dogs at stadiums. That's the only way to get everybody to agree on what the hell we're going to eat. That's the thing. So what we did is we said, screw advertisers. Let's make the videos we want to make. Let's teach the things we want to teach. He's a retired manufacturing engineer. This man has forgotten more about that shit than any of us will ever dream of knowing. He has a lifetime of putting really smart stuff in his brain. And all I want to do is get it out of his brain and into a camera, because there are 1 million people in the world, his age and her age, that want to learn everything he has to teach. And this is really cool, because there's a lot of guys in his shoes who are retired machinists. Okay? And the last thing their lovely wife wants to hear when he comes home at the end of the day is about anything to do with metalworking. No. But if I take him and I put him in front of a crowd of 20 of him, and they want to hear everything there is to know about making chips, now all this knowledge gets passed on. And a whole new generation, because he knows stuff he doesn't know. And I can put this together. And we can give them all of the resources and say, take all the CAD design you ever wanted. Take the giant $250,000 CNC machine. Take all these toys. Just build shit, man. Just do it. My job is to be a catalyst. It's just to give you all the possible resources you could want. And what you do with them, I don't care. If he wants to come and make bottle rockets and he wants to make potato cannons, I don't care. I just want them building stuff, because that's where ideas get started. That's how we go to the next generation of manufacturing design, and we get jobs back. Because I can make him smarter. If I give him access to all this stuff, he just magically gets smarter. And that's a good thing, because he's going to vote someday. And I want him to be an informed and educated electorate. I want him to build a company. I want him to build the next generation of manufacturing in the world. That's why we do all this. And that's why everything you know about education is wrong. Next question.
Rachel's in Australia.
So Ed's getting purple.
Luscious lavender.
Would you like luscious lavender? I can hook you up. You've got the picture.
Yo, Chris.
What? Look at this. You could do this.
Lusty
That's
lavender.
excellent. Oh, it's lusty lavender.
Whoa.
Oh, wrong word.
See, this could work for you.
Yes.
I can hook you up. I think you can make this work.
I have to be careful.
I don't know, the girl's
what I say
looking pretty
around
hot,
here, don't I?
You can't afford her. Here, I'm going to give you the blog camera, and you can get blog of Ed's head.
We had a question.
Sure.
The little
Last
pieces
time he got vlog of
scrap
my head.
in the box over there on the pinball machine. We were wondering if that gets reused in any way. Does that get recycled?
Yes.
Last time he vlogged my head, he ended up putting a vibrator against my head.
And melt it back, because this all starts out as an extrusion.
This is actually taking the
Yeah,
color.
and we can melt it down and spool it back up.
Oh, so you can make the string?
Yeah, it's called filament.
Filament. Thank you. Yes,
We
I
have
need
this.
the
And yeah, we can
vocabulary.
make this.
Okay, so you have the sheet here.
It sucks and it's slow, but it works. We're working on building a bigger, better. But this is a support rack. The person who made obviously a Batman-shaped cookie cutter, well, they sit on this. Well, you can make cookie cutters. It's one of the standard demos we do have.
Sort out the colors now.
Holy hell.
No, we just mix them all together.
And you
Like we
get
did.
mud.
Yeah, you do. You
So
get
you're
mud.
gonna leave this in
But
for
we
about
got,
an hour and a
this is
half,
dinosaurs.
and then wash, and all you need to do is gently rinse it. You don't need to scrub it or anything.
Think IKEA. It's flat.
And
Yeah,
if you,
yeah, yeah.
if you go until it rinses clear, you're gonna be in the shower for a long time.
That's right. Just go make it a mess. Why you gotta be like that? This is why
It's
you
an
make
art.
it a mess. Oh.
So just basically wash it until it no longer looks like you're bleeding purple.
You could totally use that stuff to make a collage. Like if you wanted to use that for art applications, you could use this stuff as art.
Do you have an art place here? I mean, an art
Over there?
lab?
Yeah. The Arts and Crafts Studio.
Alright, up.
Paul, make this work.
I could live here.
What is it? I'm okay with that. It's a old Elisa's quadribird. Needs power. Come on, Pokey, let's go.
Let me see it.
Oh, 9-volt AC power.
Oh, that'll be easy. I'm sure I
That's
probably
just a
have.
transformer.
Alright, don't
It's
move.
got a weird 4-pin, almost looks like an XLR.
All I gotta do is pop the cover open and see what's
Well,
positive.
I would put a different connector on the back side of it.
Probably. I have M connectors in stock now. Panamount connectors.
But that's a 4-pin DIN is what it looks like.
Yeah.
You
Elisa's
got
is
one?
known for doing shit like that.
I don't know, you gotta have to find the pin out. But
Trying not to color my forehead.
Well, we definitely colored your forehead, but trying to get the excess off.
Hey Paul, I can see you.
really,
Hi. I'm using my laptop as a mirror.
There you go.
It works.
all right, how long's he gotta sit?
He doesn't have to sit, but he just has to
It's gotta stay there for like an hour and a half.
He'll sit in his hair for an hour and a half, but he can do stuff.
Okay.
There we go, guys. See what I do for you guys? Thank you for paying the power bill.
How do I stop it?
Huh?
How do I stop it?
You look good in purple.
Push the button on the top.
This one?
No.
This one?
No.
That one.
There we go.
I think my business card.
It's gonna fall off.
Huh? It fell off. Alright, so this is serial number 1.
Oh, there's no washer on there either. That might be part of the problem.
Serial number 1.
I didn't put a washer on any of those.
Oh, they all gotta come apart and get redone. You've only assembled like 20 so far though.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're experimenting with serial number 1, which won't be sold. This is the in-house store. You can see we have engines trying to get assembled here. These could be sold today, but we can't sell them until we're ready.
Top, you got everything.
Yeah, that's a top. Take that to Moose and tell her to scan that piece. Tell her that's the top.
Okay.
Also, let Stephen know that we found it.
I will step by it.
I wonder. Yep, the answer to my question is yes.
What? You can put both on?
Yeah.
Put them both on. I want to have a really, really stiff spring in there for just experimenting. I want to see what happens.
ass. What happens?
I'm good at pain in the ass.
There we go.
Such big, strong hands. You want to line the thing up?
Like I said, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Okay. Before you tighten that down, I put the thing on the shaft.
Well, I want to have more than one thread in there before
Okay.
I try and do anything with it.
Okay, tighten that down. TIT tight.
Word.
Huh?
Word.
Word?
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot stiffer. Okay. Alright, our minimum operating pressure went up a fair bit.
Yeah, because you got a lot more friction on the cylinder now.
Oh, we pissed it off.
Yeah.
That's 80 PSI and it was never designed to run that high. We doubled the springs. Get your fucking finger out of there, you idiot. God. You ain't right in the head.
Yeah.
What is it? Just putting a load on it?
No, he's putting the cylinder back up again because when the air pressure goes higher, it starts to.
So what are you doing? Pulling the cylinder
Yeah,
back?
so when the air pressure rises.
Oh, you're
that
not
action
touching the
happens.
flywheel, you're touching
No.
this.
Yeah, I'm pushing down on this.
And how bad of
And
a
it
groove
speeds
did
up.
you just cut in your thumb?
No, I don't know where that came from.
You're gonna die.
Wow. When the hell did that happen?
Notch your thumbnail?
That wasn't from this. I didn't even know that was there.
Where's the rest of the meter?
So what? Yeah, he's putting counter pressure on.
All right, let's try a bigger spring.
I don't have anything in that.
Dude, yeah, I need a bigger spring. Like
More
a washer.
washers, more washers.
Yeah, bigger washer. Yeah, let's just, but stiffen it
No,
up.
no. We have those little plastic bushings in Bolt Depot.
Okay.
Just slide one of those over that, and then the spring will be.
Give it a shot, Casey. Let's see what we can do. What do you got?
The guts for this, where is it?
Huh?
What
We
size
don't
is
need the
that?
guts. I need that
It's
scanned.
already done.
Okay.
This is coming back for...
The guts are sitting over on that table. Be really careful. They're crazy
I know,
delicate.
that's why I
Okay.
want to put it in.
Because it's off-centered. I wonder if we were to center it on cylinder, but then you've got more throw, and it changes all the geometry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna take the damn thing apart with the pressure.
Alright, I'm gonna get a bushing. What
You wanted me to
diameter is
add
the bolt?
washers? I want to add washers. Yes.
What thread?
Small.
It's 1032.
What's going on?
You're so street. You're so hardcore. You keep... Those are expensive parts. Each one individually handcrafted.
By a machine.
No, there's a lot of hand work that goes into these. There's way too much handcrafting that goes into this, yes.
We're missing.
The piston would be a good
Is there
start.
too much play? Or when it goes
No,
on,
it works amazingly well. What we're doing at
exactly
this
as
point is just, we're doing things that it was never intended to do, like running it on 100 PSI, and what happens if we overstress this, because we're selling this to geeks. They're gonna hack it.
Right, we're gonna make
So
it do something cool.
they're gonna do stuff that it wasn't, so that's exactly what we're doing exactly what we do if we bought one of these. Like, oh fuck, how fast can it go?
Right?
So, yeah.
We're gonna make a helicopter out of it.
Ooh, yeah.
Gonna turbocharge it.
Cram that in there and see what happens.
Put 5 washers on
Alright.
the damn thing.
So this is how we set the valve lash on this engine.
Check the piston rings.
I'm gonna need help on this one. Cause damn.
We gotta install the piston return springs.
So if you can hold that up the cylinder up to the hole that I'm gonna be putting it there. Hold on a second, wait. If I can even get to do what I want it to. Damn it, we can cut it out.
I'm a helper.
You are not
helping.
those.
Okay.
God, there's
Can I
like
just
no
spin
give.
the yeah.
Is there any give in the spring at all at that point?
Oh, sorry.
I don't think it's a spring anymore at that point.
Yeah.
It's there's spring.
No, we can't. We're not gonna be able to get the.
We're not enough engagement.
No, we're not gonna be able to get the piston on.
Oh, because yeah.
You should have done that first.
All right. Take it apart.
No, I can
Oh yeah, you got a T-handle. Hell yeah.
I just don't want to do it all the way.
Product development and destructive testing.
So put it sideways.
This thing never breaks, you know you did really well designing it.
We haven't broken it yet.
Thank you for that.
Yet.
It was funny when it flew apart on the table earlier.
This is about to explode out toward you, so,
Alright.
so you know.
I got it.
Yep,
here.
there you go. So just put that on the thing, line up the hole.
Poke it through a little.
Trying. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, you still on the crankshaft?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
What does that spring do exactly?
The spring holds the cylinder tight to the frame, which controls the valve pressure relief. So this is what happens if you do something fantastically stupid with this engine.
I believe it's the other one.
It takes a lot more pressure now to do anything.
Oh, I'm gonna go get that.
I doubt I'll even go now.
So that's 40 psi, which is twice what this was ever designed as a max. And like down at, that's 30. That's 20, and I don't know if I can hold it at 20. No, we'll tick away at 20, so that's 20. Here, Paul, you take that. That's 20 psi.
Oh, we're getting
Yeah,
wild,
I can't.
wild strobes.
Yeah, it's gonna look really cool with the strobe. All right, so there's 30.
Oh, almost stopped there.
There's 30. It gets, yeah, see it?
No, I mean it's like on the video.
Oh, wow. There's 50. See, if I get down, no. All right. There's 60.
No, you're only going like
There's 80.
You're only going like 2 or 3 RPM right there. At least on this video.
There's 90.
Fly right up through the lens.
Told you. It broke.
When I
Oh,
said
damn.
stop,
Yeah.
that was
I started, I was like, oh, he said stop.
it didn't break.
Damn.
It didn't break. No, we overpressured it and blew shit apart.
It pushed it off.
There's
Oh,
so much
actually,
resistance in the
how much heat
internal
is in there?
structure.
I
that
think I can actually fix that
Is it
problem
hot?
too.
Ow.
fixed. There's enough blow by here. Now it'll stay in there. You bring that around to the thing, it's gonna come back. What do you got? Is that? Oh, hey!
Bigger centrifugal force.
That's a tachometer.
Ooh.
But it's calibrated to what diameter?
that big.
You put this in on the center.
On the center. Okay.
Stupid ass what you want.
What are you doing?
Okay, so now there's not as much play in the bearing.
So I know.
All right, Doogie. We're at 40. We're at 30 psi. 40.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work.
I don't think that's supposed to go in the center. I think it's supposed to go on the edge. But that's gonna impact it a lot.
Oh, it's separating now.
That's a lot of load. Yeah, we need to know the diameter that it wants. You're just gonna chew it up. Hey, look at the needle and see what that looks like in the camera. Because the needle's pulsing, and to us it just looks like a blur because the needle's pulsing. That looks pretty cool on camera. That's neat. So I'm going to crank this down to 40 and just let it run, because this is getting more abuse and use in an hour than in real life.
It's been running since 11 a.m.
The other tip is missing.
Okay.
They're both made to go into the center, but
Okay.
that's for something that has a hole in the center.
Ah, okay.
The other tip is for a flat surface, which is what we would need for this.
All right, you get back to rocking out on that. How's Ed's car going?
It's going alright.
All right.
Well, Dan, that was almost cool. I guess you can machine a wheel to go on this like 1-to-1. Pull a belt on.
I'm pretty sure Kidwell can just put a bit of tape on the side of this, and we can get an accurate tack reading. That's pretty easy to do. All right, you two gentlemen rock out. Thank you. I think that's going to last several lifetimes.
Considering you probably have it running at double normal RPM right now.
Oh, easily double or even triple normal RPM. I'm rolling along at 70 psi right now. There's 80. So that's 80 psi, which is way more than that engine would ever see in real life. Yeah, we haven't oiled it or anything. That's how they'll ship. That's amazing. Thank you, sir.
So we done good?
You did good. Now let's make a hell of a lot of them and sell them, because there's a lot of people that want one.
Planes, RC, planes, and helicopters. Helicopters more so than planes now.
4 or 6 channel. Can his helicopters fly upside down?
No.
Okay, 4 channel.
Can you fly a helicopter up there?
Yes, I can fly. I do fucking flips, bitch. I got video of it.
My helicopter is 4-chan.
Fly upside down.
So you do flips on purpose.
Yes.
You ready to fly yet? You're gonna fumble fuck around all
With
day.
a 4-channel.
Huh?
I can do flips with a 4-channel.
I've seen how many times you crash that 4 channel too. You ready to fly yet?
Yep.
We've got a lot of nice big barren trees to put airplanes in.
Fun. We lost one because we were flying in a baseball field in Maine, and it got stuck in a tree, and then the wind blew it away.
There are like maybe 3 trees left that circle this parking lot that I have yet to put a plane into. The entire front of this plane, the glue is still wet. Which is why I can't take off from the ground. I got to hand launch this.
My dad had a glider that you threw, and then it was
Hey, Nutball, you ready?
Swords is probably the safest.
It's orientation markings.
You have orientation markings? Really?
I had the markers
Just
right
crayon.
You ready?
Yeah.
Do it.
Washable.
Do it. So powerful, so smooth, such an aerobatic feat. This is what happens if you put a big engine on a barn door.
Please note he's at 1/3 power right now.
Yeah, look at where my stick is.
Yeah, crank it up.
Oh, I kind of got to line up for it.
See? They attract planes, dude. Oh yeah, this is the one that doesn't have a rudder. Okay. I don't have a rudder.
It's okay, you got ailerons.
Is there a little bit of breeze up there, Sam, or are you just trying to helicopter?
No,
He's doing that.
This one's kind of messed up. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Hey Sam!
What's wrong with it is you're flying a disc of foam.
Well, I think the problem is more that you hand-built it.
I hear a lot of laughing from people who do not have things airborne.
Yeah, they're giving her shit. They don't know. Hey Sam?
Yeah.
Do a barrel roll.
I'm not sure if I can do that.
I don't think you can.
Game aileron roll, not a barrel roll.
Well, an aileron roll can be a snap
How
roll.
about that? Ready? You kind of can't do it because it's not really that kind of
I have a technical problem. Sam?
I can't help
Sam?
you.
I gotta go running, Sam. I'll be back after my jog. Found it. Where? Oh, that's perfect. Oh, where is it? Right. Oh. You're gonna reverse, right? Yes. That's how you land.
I'm saying that would be a wonderful feature right now.
Whoa, shit. That's about 20 feet up.
Fire truck. Ladder.
You don't want to do that. Especially with the power lines right there.
Well, that's not power, that's communications, that's communications. That's all comms on that tower there. There's no power, the power comes in the other side of the house.
So, worst case, like 48 volts.
I could get the forklift back. But I can't get the forklift up. I can get the forklift up half that high. We don't have ladders that go that high. Well, it'll be down in a storm. It's been a while since I lost one of the two. That makes me sad.
Did you get too far away or what?
No, you can fly them a lot further away. That plane's been crashed about 10,000 times, and the control boards and servos and that are all a little bit wonky. And I kept trying to turn it around, and it just kept going that way. Because we usually, like, right about here is about the limit this way that we fly. Unless I'm really high. Because if something goes wrong, you can be really, really high and very far away and you're okay, because if it eats it, you could always just glide it back and you're okay.
Well, you shouldn't be smoking and flying anyway.
I wasn't smoking and flying.
Then why were you really high?
I wasn't really high until I put in a fucking tree.
You're pretty high. It just
No, that's only like 40 feet up.
Stuck like 40 feet up.
Hey Sam, today's flying cost me $100. It's in that tree about 40 feet up over there. Well, about 30 feet up. that thing touches you, it'll hurt, just so you know.
Yeah, try not to touch it. At least the front end.
That was fake owl. It's the Maltese Falcon.
This is probably my 15th.
Hey Sam, look at move.
Got it. You landed it.
Came off
spinning.
Huh?
How much is left? Oh.
I don't know. I have one of 3.
Oh. Well, you know what I got in the truck?
More props. You got more. I got one of 3. There's definitely another piece. That's the one that caught my attention as it went though.
Yeah, just grab another prop. Look at that! Look at that bumper for the
I
battery.
cannot just grab another plane, sadly.
There are 3 light poles in this parking lot. You have hit 2 of them.
Yeah. The first one did pretty good.
Today.
I hit that light.
Today.
I hit that light pole and I kept going.
I treed one.
I don't like flying parking. It's good.
Just saying, his is pretty cheap to replace.
Well, his plane actually probably cost more money than mine. I just put $100 in the tree.
Now that I
You
know
can keep that. That's souvenir.
where to get cheaper motors.
We can autograph that for you. That'll be worth something someday. Fucking eBay that shit. Yeah, you put them together, you make half a propeller.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
You found it, you can have it. Pick out the other one.
Third.